MarTech. You are absolutely right person to talk about MarTech. How
Yeah,
marketeers feel these days with all the disruptive tech around us.
yeah, it is. And I'm sure if there are any people that have some marketing background, or if they touch on the marketing, because a lot of the departments that used to be siloed many years ago, now they overlap a lot, products of marketing and sales. Everybody's talking to everybody, which is the right thing to do, of course. But we often talk about the tech stack, don't we? Or that we get into a real developer type conversation. And my background prior to my sort of marketing elements was very much in a technology field and a software field. So I understand a little bit about the complexities of the life of developing something from scratch and launching it and getting it out in the marketplace. But from a marketeer's perspective, there's a whole other side to this technical discussion, which is the marketing tech stack. And because all these cool entrepreneurs around the world are developing products and launching apps and new platforms, and there's such a choice out there for companies and for individuals to buy. Today, even the tools that we're using here, streaming live, there's lots of options, okay? And we all have our own little preferences and we all try different tools. But to get a successful marketing execution working and to reach your ideal customers with meaningful messages that they actually want to engage with, paying close attention to the technology is something that isn't just important anymore. It's a fundamental component of strategic marketing. You just can't do it without the right tech stack. And,
Let's name those necessary elements. Okay, what do we
yeah,
mean by MarTech?
yeah. So with marketing tech, let's start with the buzzwords, right? Let's start with things like metaverse and AI and VR. Let's talk a little bit about that, because I know your audience like the technical elements. But I'm going to bring it back to storytelling, if I can, for a moment. And when we talk about a tech stack and we say, well, what types of components, what kinds of tools do we need to use in order to engage from a storytelling perspective? And that's a very wide question. Years ago, we used to read books and maybe go to the movies or watch something on a television set. Today, we've got channels coming at us like crazy, right? It's every type of streaming app on the planet is being pushed at us. We've got so much choice out there. But now there's been this new buzzword, hasn't there? This metaverse. So whether you buy into the Mark Zuckerberg metaverse or whether you buy into the wider metaverse discussion, storytelling has been taking place in virtual environments for a long time. It just seems to be, to me, that the consumers are sort of catching up a little bit. If you look at the gaming world and the type of immersive games that people are playing and the storytelling that's been taking place in the gaming world, you could almost argue that the metaverse has been around for a long, long time. But now it's finding its way into retail. It's finding its way into buying and selling of goods. It's certainly finding its way in terms of currency, and we can talk about crypto and decentralized finance, etc. Maybe a little bit later on. But the technology is changing at a rapid pace. It always does. Nothing stands still. So from a tech stack perspective, I want to sort of just bring that back down to, as I said earlier, the storytelling elements of it. Because ultimately, if you're marketing, you should be telling a story. And as human beings, we're actually hardwired to like stories. We can all remember stories from our childhood, and we can all remember stories from when we grew up and our experiences. We don't see the whole thing as a movie, but we remember the salient points of a story. And now the technology is an enabler in the tech stack to help us tell stories. So let's